All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Today is not going to be too long, but it is something pretty excited I am about to show you in kvCORE. This is going to be a turnkey campaign you're going to get. It's nothing crazy. It is a closing to-do campaign with a few tasks for when you close on someone. I would love for you to do in kvCORE. So I'll show you what I mean by that. This campaign, and those of you who are here, or if you signed up for this for this webinar, be sure to email us. We'll get you this code and you can get it into your kvCORE. I'll be showing you how to get it into your kvCORE shortly. But first, just understand the idea of this campaign I'm going to give you. When you close on someone, I'm going to show you how to first add someone to kvCORE if you don't know how to do that. But the way this campaign triggers, the status needs to be closed. So that will make sense in a second because I'm going to pretend as if I closed on someone yesterday and now I had time today to get them into my database. So I'm going to show you what I mean by getting the person to closed, because if you do that, this is going to trigger. So this is a task. I'm going to show you how it appears on the lead in kvCORE, but these are some stuff I would love for you to do when you close on someone if it makes sense. For example, making sure they have a property address on their profile whenever you add them. Or if they're already in kvCORE, making sure you put that property address on the profile. Maybe getting them on a monthly market report based off the zip code. This is going to be super cool to show everybody what I'm doing. What if I was to tell you when you close on someone, when there's a home just listed in their neighborhood or near them, a block away, or maybe it's even on the same exact street, if a home just got listed, wouldn't it be cool if you, the realtor who represented them, you sent them an email that exact day saying this, just listed near you in your neighborhood, or maybe you even put the neighborhood name? That's super powerful right here. This just listed search alert for past clients. I'm going to be showing you how to do that. And definitely adding the closing date. There could be a text and email of a home anniversary going out, and overall just data purposes, right? Making sure that we have a closing date there. And all of these you're seeing links. So this campaign that you're getting, this little closing to do task campaign, these will all be linkable. The videos are super short. For example, if you don't even know how to add an address in kvCORE, you would be able to click on this, and I have short Loom videos already made, like 40, 50 seconds long, nothing crazy. But without me going through each one of the videos, you can kind of see they're all going to be hyperlinked when I do this test lead here in a second, acting like I closed on them yesterday. Okay, let's get to it. So again, I'm going to make sure you guys get this into your kvCORE, show you how to put the code in there. But when you do that, all you have to do is turn it on. Make sure this is turned on. When the campaign is turned on, let me show you what it looks like whenever you move someone to closed. Now, I'm gonna use the example as if I closed on this person yesterday, but I want to show two different scenarios of what can happen when you close on someone, because you got to get them in kvCORE. So the first thing you should do if you close on someone, you should be going into your kvCORE and possibly first search. Maybe they're already in here. I don't know how well put together your database is, but the person that you just closed on might already be in your database. So at the top up here, you could search at the very top. I could also search from the Smart CRM right here for the name, the phone number, etc. I'll put my number. So let's just pretend the person I closed on yesterday, that was their phone number, and I just wanted to make sure that they're not in my database right now. Okay, so here's my test lead. If they were already in here, I would want you to move them to closed. Moving these statuses are super, super easy. All you have to do is click on it. When you click, hit yes after. So if this lead jungle test, just pretend with me right now. Pretend this was a new lead. Maybe it was even an active lead, let's say. If they're already in here, you're just moving it to closed. Click on it, say yes, it automatically saves in kvCORE. It's now closed. Now, this will trigger the campaign I just showed you. But also, what if the lead is not in here? I want you to manually add the lead. So two different things. If you close on someone, check if they're in here, get them to closed. But let's also just say the person I closed on yesterday is not in kvCORE. Super easy to manually add someone to kvCORE. At the top, this blue button, add contact, it's always here. Doesn't matter where you're at in kvCORE, this blue contact button is always at the top. You can click on it. And let's say I closed on Tim, you put Tim Joe, and the email tim.joe@gmail.com. And the number, I'm going to use my number again. Okay, super important right here. If you've never added someone to kvCORE, maybe you have, because some of the agents I've worked with, I've seen for years, they were adding people to kvCORE, but guess what? If you leave it as no, you're not subscribing them. So if you put a phone number or you put an email or you put one or the other, both, if you don't select yes, they're not subscribed. You're not going to be able to send them texts and emails. So personally, every time I manually add, I'm usually just defaulting in my head to just yes, yes, yes for this part whenever I'm adding someone. Okay, lead type. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's totally up to you how you want to use these. If you want to bring it in as a buyer or just a seller or both. Me handling databases, especially real estate ones, the last 5 years, keeping up with this is so much upkeep because people who are buyers become the sellers, or are they buyers or sellers, or someone you represent, now they don't live here. I'm in New Orleans, now they're in Seattle. What are they in my database? Are they still a seller? Are they a buyer? They're not even in my market area. Just what I've learned, this takes a lot of time to really keep organized buyer and seller. When I'm adding past clients, most of the time I just put buyer and seller. I default to those two lead types. So much upkeep years and years into the future. If you keep using the same database, trust me, trying to keep up with buyer type lead type, buyer/seller. Status, very important when you're manually adding. Just like the person who was already in here, it's being triggered by the closed status. We moved them to close because the lead was already in there. If the lead was not already in here, we would need to manually add it, but we would need to also add the campaign to them. And you would do that by just making the status closed. When the lead status is closed, it's going to trigger the campaign. That's all I would need to do to just get the contact in here. Trust me, I'm going to add the address in a minute. I'm going to show you how the campaign automatically triggers. But to just get the person you closed on, this does not take me long. If I wasn't showing y'all and going over a few of these things, probably would take me less than 60 seconds to get the person I closed on into kvCORE. All right, I'm going to hit add contact. Okay. Now, depending on your kvCORE, I've seen everyone's is a little different, especially depending on the brokerage you're with or the package you have with them. When you add a lead, or even if you move the status to close because the lead was already in here, if you have that campaign that I'm giving you today, this is going to trigger. You're going to see BB closing to-dos was added. Now, depending on your kvCORE, the tasks are going to show up right here at the top. Now, I'm showing you a lead I just did earlier, another test lead, because this might take a minute or two. And for the recording today, I didn't know how long it might take. So watch, I'm going to refresh. So remember, I manually added it and I'm refreshing my screen. And I want to see if the tasks are going to load quickly for me, if it's going to take it a minute. If your task is taking a minute to load, just keep hitting refresh. They're eventually going to show up. But when they do show up, this is exactly what it's going to look like at the top of the lead. You will have a task. There's 4 things in here, and they're all hyperlinked to a quick Loom video that you can watch that I'm showing you how to do it. Really fast too, before we start going through these, another place or a couple places you can see your tasks. If I was to get out of this lead and you didn't have time to do all that, maybe you just had time to add them. You could log back into your kvCORE later that day, the next week. I don't know. Just hopefully you just get them in here first, all right? And then those 4 things to set them up on. Let me show you. So when you're on your dashboard, when you log in, you see tasks right here. You could just click on tasks. It's going to show you everything due today, due tomorrow, and past due, all in one. And notice, there's the jungle test, the one we kind of I moved over to closed, and there's the Bob Joe, but that's exactly where your tasks would show up. Another spot really fast too, you see this little checkbox? This is another spot where your tasks can show up if you really are wanting to use your tasks. There's just different spots you can see them. So you could see your tasks up here at the top right. You could see your tasks from the dashboard by just clicking on tasks, these little tabs right here. And then also just going to the lead, right? If I go back to that lead, I clicked on his name, it took me to him, and now I can do those tasks. So the first one, add the property address. If I don't know how to do it, I'm just clicking the link. It's taking me to the Loom video and I'm watching it real quick. But the address is right here at the top left. I'm going to use a little fake address. Let's just say 368 Pat Drive. We're going to use that. Hit save. Notice that was Google Maps. You just need a little bit of the address. It should auto-populate. Okay, check that off. I did it. Market report. I would like to get them on a market report every 28 days, and we're even going to see what that looks like. So if I didn't know how to do it, click the link, go watch my Loom video. But since I know how, the zip code is 794. Add on market reports. Put the zip code. It should auto-populate. There it is. Now, you don't want to send it out every week to your past client. Select the 28 days. And you hit add. Now, this is up to you because it could start every 28 days from now. But if you want them to get the report right now, then you click on send now. And then they would start getting it every 28 days. So that's totally up to you how you want to use that. Scrolling down, if you want to see the report, do you see how I added the person to a report for this zip code? It's going to pop up in the timeline right here. I could click on view report. There's a little pop-up, but it's not forcing them to do anything. And it is giving them just a quick little snapshot of the zip code. Okay, so I set them up on that. Perfect. Now they're on the market report. I got their address. Now for this one, this is a good one. The just listed. So this is only going to make sense if they live in the market area, by the way. If I'm in New Orleans and they live in Seattle, this what I'm about to do isn't going to work. This only works if they're still a part of your MLS area in that market area that you serve. Now, this video is around 4 or 5 minutes long, but I'm telling you, invest that time into setting this up because this is a great campaign to have them on. It's a just listed search alert. So to set that up, add search alert. Now in the video, I even tell you this search alert title, trust me, the search alert has to have a title, so just name it whatever you're going to name the email subject line, because that's the powerful part about this is the subject line. Now, the subject line, I'm telling you right here, use email subject line, just listed in, and put the neighborhood name if you know it. And if you don't know the neighborhood name or it's like a rural area or something, you could just say just listed near you in your neighborhood. Or you could just say just listed near you. You don't have to put the neighborhood name. I do find the neighborhood name being pretty nice if you can use it, if it's relevant. So everybody go with me, that person yesterday that I closed on, let's say it is called Palm Vista. That's the name of the neighborhood. So when I'm adding a search alert, Copy and paste that would probably be the easiest thing. So I'm going to bring this first one, the neighborhood name, copy, add search alert, paste it in the title. Trust me, you have to have a title. And I'm going to put Palm Vista. And copy it and put it right here. Because if you've ever seen a search alert in kvCORE, it auto generates the subject line. It'll say like 2 new properties match your criteria or 3 new it's auto generated. What I want the email subject line to say is this: just listed near you in Palm Vista. That's going to be huge to this person. I mean, I definitely represented them. It makes it even more huge, I feel like, when that email hits their inbox. Okay, frequency, daily. Trust me, they're not getting an email every day. This is going to make sense. They're only going to get an email when a home is just listed on the MLS. And it has to be in their neighborhood. So just put daily for the frequency. Areas. Look, you could type in, like I'll put in Palm as if I was going to do Palm Vista. And you see how neighborhood is popping up? Don't go by that. Like, just trust me. This is what your past clients. I want you to draw on the map. All right, so drawing on the map. If you know exactly where to go, obviously you could just go straight to it, but I'll show you a trick. If you just put the address up here, and I don't remember what that address was, but everyone pretend this was the address. If you start hitting the plus sign, I'm telling you, it takes you right to that address that you put up there. So sometimes the easiest way to just go find the neighborhood, paste their address up here. And I know at first, here, I'm going to put another random one, but put the address. At first, it brings you to like the whole city, but just trust me, just hit the plus sign, and it's going to bring you right into that house. Well, not in the house, but right to the house. Okay, now let's draw the neighborhood. So go with me. Let's say Palm Vista is everything south of West Metairie and then north of the interstate right here, or airline highway. Okay, so it's right in between these. We're going to cut it off somewhere. So to start drawing, click on draw area. And this is a polygon, so you need a click. I'm going to start it here. All right, clicking. I'm going to end it at the canal right here. Go up back to West Metairie. Boom. So that's Palm Vista. All right. And if any home is going to be just listed, I want that email to go to my past client. So apply selection. Listing types. I prefer you would probably put single family, because if you don't put single family, you're saying anything that gets listed, it could be anything that's listed. They're going to get an email. I don't know if you want to do that. So maybe put single family for the listing type. And probably the most important thing about it is right here. In order for them just not to get any email and every email about homes in this square, I only want them to get the just listed. So you have to select just listed. So before I set this alert, let's just go through it one more time. Remember, you're going to name it because it has to have a title. So put just listed near you. You can put the neighborhood name after. You could just put the word neighborhood. Just make sure you have just listed near you to begin it. Copy and paste whatever your search alert title is to the email subject line. Be sure to put the frequency to daily. Draw out the neighborhood. Single family homes. Just listed. I can set this alert. Notice it says 0 results. That's okay. If you followed this and even watched my video of how I'm showing you how to do it on those little Loom videos, it's 0 results because nothing was just listed in the last 24 hours in that box I drew. If there's something ever that's just listed within the last 24 hours on the MLS, it's immediately going to be sending them that listing, that email. So that's the only time this is going to work. So that's why it's okay that it says daily for the frequency. Okay, I can go back to the timeline. You see these tabs right here? I'm in the search alerts right now. So if I go back to the timeline, I have one more thing, the closing date. So don't forget to just add the closing date. Big for data purposes. If you're exporting, going to new CRMs, it's just nice to always have your closing date somewhere. kvCORE, you can store it. And a little bonus, you can have a text and email go out on the home anniversary. So if you don't know how to do that, click the link, but let's say I do. So in order to put yesterday, because that's whenever I closed on this lead, you would go into profile details, edit details. You see last closed, yesterday. If you don't want the email and text, and I'm going to show you what that looks like, by the way, the email and text. But if you don't want an email and text to go out, leave it turned off. If you do want it, turn it on. You have to save this. Don't just do this and be done with it. Scroll up and save changes. Don't forget to save it. Okay. Now, really quick, I want to just recap this campaign because I am going to show you what the anniversary text and email looks like. And how to edit it too. If you want it to be a different text or email, I'm going to show you how to do that. But really fast, let's just recap that to-do campaign. So if you close on someone, the first thing I want you to do is check if they're in kvCORE. If they're in kvCORE, you're going to move them to closed. If they're not in kvCORE, you're going to manually add them like I manually added that lead. And you're going to make sure the status is closed when you manually add it. If you do that, you're going to have this task pop up. I showed you, you can find this task in multiple spots of kvCORE. You can find it from the dashboard. You can find it from the top right, but you can also just go to the lead and it's going to be at the top of the profile on the lead. Go down the list of just marking everything off. I mean, did you add the property address of where they're living at now? The market report, does it make sense for the person, right? Did they move completely away where you can't even set them up on a market report? Your MLS doesn't cover that? Or do they still live in your market area? Let's definitely get them on a market report. Same goes with that just listed search alert. They need to be in your market area for that one to make sense. Now the closing date. Add that closing date in the text and email. Let's talk about that. So what does it look like and how can you make your own? Your home anniversary text and email on the left-hand side. By the way, these 3 lines at the top, if you click those, it makes it so much easier to navigate this panel. But I want you to go to marketing on the left, and you're going to see birthdays and anniversaries. When you click on learn more, it'll say anniversary of purchase on the right-hand side. Everyone's, for the most part that I've seen, defaults like this, turned off. All the statuses are turned off. So that means if you did want the text and email to go out, even if you have that toggle turned on that I just did earlier, it's not going to work. Because what this is saying is, if you have any one of these statuses and you also have their closing date on them, they're going to get a text and they're going to get an email. So if you come in here, you turn this on, turn closed on. Now, if you turn closed on and you put a closing date like I just did, well, they're going to get an email. And let me show you what the email looks like, because this is what a custom one looks like. So, anniversary. Okay, so this is the default kvCORE one. So this is the email that would be going out. Happy home anniversary. Congrats. It's your home anniversary. I hope you're celebrating today. How is everything? Don't hesitate to reach out. Pulls your signature, and this goes to your website. So not bad. It's just an email that goes out a year later. Let's see what the text looks like. Let me pull up the text. You wouldn't have to do this, by the way, because they have their own texts and emails, which I'll show you. You could say something other than the default. All right, here's the default. I hope you're celebrating today because it's your home anniversary. How are you liking the house? Let me know if you need an investment property. It's not bad, but personally, I just feel like for your past clients, this could be maybe a little better. The text. I mean, the email wasn't bad. The one I just showed you, the email wasn't bad, but you see how this one I'm showing you the example of this agent? They put their own banner on it. They can change up the wording a little if they wanted to. Let's see what their text says. So their text doesn't say anything about an investment property. I hope you're still loving your home. As always, if there's anything we can do, we can help. So if you want to say something else or have your own text and email be that anniversary, that message that goes out, this is what you're going to need to do. On the left-hand side, you will want to go to Smart Campaigns. So this paper airplane under marketing, you'll see Smart Campaigns. In Smart Campaigns, you're going to see templates. Now, trust me, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on this if you want to make your own. First off, the email. Notice, you're looking at email templates. There's also text templates, call templates, etc. So it starts you at email templates. So under our email templates, if I wanted to make my own home anniversary email with my own picture or something off Canva, type in home and just "and" for anniversary and search. You'll have this, and it just says clone to the right. This is the default home anniversary. And it's super easy to just go with what they had because it didn't look bad. You might just want to fix it up. So hit the clone button. Trust me, where it says copy, get used to putting your initials. There's thousands of templates in kvCORE. And it's going to help you if you just start putting your initials next to everything. If you do make your own template, a text template, an email template like I'm doing now, just put your initials next to it. And I'm going to do test because I know I already have one of these. All right, if I'm okay with the subject line, I'm going to leave it. Here's the picture. I'm not going to make something off Canva, but maybe you got something off Canva or you already have your own picture or a banner. You want to use something different than that. Hit change image and you can upload your new picture, and it's as easy as just clicking insert. So you can add a new pic if you want. If you wanted to say something different, that'd be done right here. If you wanted to just say something, a little backspace, I'm not going to type something out, but you kind of get the picture right here. You could say whatever you wanted. If you didn't want to do this button, if you don't like them going to your website, just hit the trash can. You can get rid of it. If you like it, keep it. It's going to go right to your website. This code is your website for kvCORE. Okay, last thing you would do is hit clone. So everyone pretend that I did my own picture and maybe I put my own wording on it and remember my initials. So I made my own template. This is the email I want to go out a year later. Text is the same thing. Notice how I clicked on the text. So I'm still in templates, but now I'm in my text templates. So if you want to change up the text going out, same deal, home and start spelling that out. This is going to be your default one, the one that just has the clone button next to it. And you could switch this up, right? Hope you're celebrating today. It's your home anniversary. Oh, I'm just kind of making this up. And a little bonus, you can add emojis in your templates. And this is a text template. So it doesn't matter what computer you're on. If you right click, you're going to see emojis pop up. And you can put emojis into these templates as well. Maybe I want to add that. I'll put it next to home anniversary. Don't forget template name. I would be putting my initials. And just so we can find it, I'm going to put test. But put your initials. Now you can clone it. Okay, so I just made my own email template and I just made my own text template for my home anniversary. If I want to make sure that that's going to be the email and text to go out, I need to go back over here to marketing, the paper airplane. Go back to birthday anniversaries right here. And we need to change the template. So this is the email template. Does everyone see my BB test that I just made? So if you made your own email template, that's exactly how you would pull it up. Click Add Template. Notice it changed the template name. So now I know the email that would be going out is the one that I just made. You would do the same with the text. Change template. I'll type in home anniversary, and I'd be finding my BB. I probably need a refresh. Give it a second for the text to show up. There we go. So if your templates aren't showing up like you saw my email did, my text didn't, you might just need to refresh your computer. So I would select my new text template. There it is with my emoji. Add template. And do not forget to save it. Got to hit save. Okay. Okay, so I am about to show you guys how to put that campaign code into your kvCORE, so you have this. But you will see in Zoom chat the code. Max, if you can go ahead and post it. Copy this code, save it, make sure you have it. I'm about to show you where to put it. This recording, by the way, is going to be on our YouTube channel next Monday. You're going to see some other links. So our YouTube link is in there. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you had any questions from any of this, feel free to reach out. We have a mastermind that we offer as well. We have kvCORE packages and bundles that we can set up for you. So yeah, if you're liking any of this, feel free to reach out.